Hi everyone. Now I'd like to talk to you about a film bound by chastity rule, which was produced in South Korea in the 1962. It also has the alternative name of The Memorial Gate for Virtuous Women. It's the alternative title for this film. And it stars an actress who was very influential and very popular in the 1950s and 1960s in South Korea. Her name is Choi Eun-hye. In addition to be a star of Korean cinema decades ago, she was also involved some decades later in a kidnapping by the government of North Korea. She was taken there by force together with her ex-husband, and they reportedly were forced to make films to the North Korean government. But then, after some years, they got to escape. But this is real life. Let's talk a little bit about the plot of this film, Bound by Chastity Rule. It talks about a woman, relatively young, who got widowed. And considering the culture of her time, she was supposed to remain in celibate. So she got widowed and she was supposed to never ever remarry anyone. She was supposed to be by herself. She lived with the family of her deceased husband, and her in-laws, they told her very clearly, you are not supposed to marry any other man. You are not supposed to be involved with any other man. However, some time passed and she was attracted. There was mutual attraction actually between her and the servant of the house, who was a very good man, who was a very honest man. But the affair between them wasn't supposed to happen, but it happened. And to make things worse, she got pregnant. And of course, she couldn't disguise her pregnancy for a long time because her belly was growing and so on and so forth. And her in-laws found out about her pregnancy. And when they found out, they sent away the man together with the baby. So she couldn't raise her own baby. The father of the baby, she took the baby, he left the house, he went away, and nobody knew where he was. So more time passed, and her father-in-law passed away, and she remained alone with her mother-in-law, who was the member of the family who most resented the fact that she had an affair with the servant. Her in-laws also had another son, but he was a very irresponsible man, and he was addicted to gambling. He drank a lot, and once during one of those gamblings, he sold the house where everyone lived to pay a gambling debt. So they had to leave the house and live in poverty. So the other son of her in-laws, he disappeared. He sold the house. He left his mother and her sister-in-law in poverty. And the both women had to live alone. And the daughter-in-law took care of the elderly woman, and they had a very difficult life, barely had anything to eat. However, someday a young man showed up in their house in the middle of a downpour, and he asked if he could have shelter of the downpour because it was raining a lot and so on. And the woman said, okay. The elderly lady was laying down in the bedroom, and the younger woman, the daughter-in-law, she said to the young man that he could enter the house. And they spent some time talking, and then she realized that the young man was actually her son, because he said he was looking for her mother. He asked her if she knew his mother, but actually he was talking about herself. His mother was right in front of him, but he didn't know that. And she pretended that she wasn't her mother. She said that his mother had passed away, but her mother-in-law, she was laying down in bedroom, but she listened to everything. And then she kind of, because she was very frail, very elderly, but she tried and got to arrive to the room where they were talking. And she said to the young man that she was her mother. So the elderly woman, she got to arrive in the place, even though she was very frail. And she told the young man that the other woman with whom he was talking was actually his mother. And she was very angry because the mother didn't tell her son that she was his mother and that they should embrace and live together and be happy, because she knew how painful it was to lose a son. And when the elderly woman said that, she collapsed and passed away right there. And then at the end of the film, after a while, we can see that both mother and son were reunited and that they finally started living together. And the elderly woman, the mother-in-law, she really passed away. And that's it. It's a very interesting film. It's painful to see sometimes because the cultural and moral rules, they were very strict. But it's nice to have some knowledge about old habits of Asia. It's a very well acted movie. The actors work very well. So if you like Asian cinema, I think you will really love this film. It's a good plot, it's solid acting, and it's available to see online. And I'm sure you like that. That's all for now. See you.